Hello everyone. Hi. I wanted to take a little bit of time this morning to talk about pottying your baby, and I have my model here. I want to talk about elimination communication, also known as baby-led potty training, or I just talk about pottying babies because that's basically what it is. What are the benefits? Why would you try and put a baby on a potty, a small one? And how can I help you? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, you know me, I'm Roya. I created the Infant Communication Baby Sign Language course about 7 years ago when I had my own first baby. I perfected the method by the time I had my second child, and I've helped hundreds of families in my Facebook group, on my online course, and in real life to improve communication with their babies so that parents can be calm and confident, so that they can enjoy less stress, a better bond with their baby, and also stress-free communication can lead to the space you need to teach your baby all your family languages. So, elimination communication. This is becoming quite a big thing in the US and in the UK. Have you heard of it yet? It's all about offering your baby an alternative to their nappy, diaper, as a place to do their pee and poo. Okay? So in our society now, it tends to be that children are being potty trained around 3 years old when they're ready. But before modern nappies, diapers were invented, people were pottying their children much, much earlier, and still in the majority of the world, people are pottying their children much earlier than in the West. And so why did we stop doing that, and what are the benefits? So, well, you know, modern nappies came along and we think about our baby's comfort, that they don't have to feel wet. And so we keep them feeling all dry and nice in these modern day nappies, which, you know, is all very well and good. We're keeping our babies comfortable, and that's lovely, but they're not feeling when they pee. So it's really hard for them to have a developmentally appropriate awareness of what's happening physically when they pee, because they literally don't feel it. When they pee, it goes straight into the nappy, they stay dry. So some of these benefits of offering your baby a potty from birth, if you're brave enough. You don't have to start from birth. I started with my second baby at 3 weeks old, and she peed straight in that potty. Incredible. Once you catch the first pee, you're hooked. What are the benefits? So the benefits are that you enjoy having less waste in your baby's nappies. Now this is amazing because it means you need to use less nappies. So if you're using disposables, we do use nappies, okay, even with this method. If you're using disposables, you can buy less of them and you can throw away less of them. That's less nappies in landfill. Aha! It's less pooey nappies to deal with because you can catch the poo straight in the toilet, flush it away, and you don't have to wash off all that stuff smeared on your baby's bum. So ecologically, it's great. If you're using washable nappies already because you've decided that you don't want to use disposables, or like us, use a mix. We use disposables and washables and EC. We love variety. You will notice that you have to wash your nappies less, which also is good for the environment, right? Less hot water, less washers, less soap, all that stuff. Second benefit is my favorite, of course. More positive communication between parent and baby. This is closer bonding. I love it. So it's an increase in communication opportunities. You learn a lot about your baby, and your baby learns to trust you because you are responding to their needs. They trust you more. It's just more opportunities for great communication. And the fourth benefit is that actually your baby from very early gets accustomed to using a potty, and that although they still might pee and poo sometimes in their nappies, that's not the only place where pee and poo goes. So by the time you're ready to start to, when it's time to say goodbye to nappies and diapers and you want your child on a potty or a toilet, it's much easier because they're already familiar with how it works, what the process is, and there's a shorter learning curve and actually much less training. So potty training becomes almost unnecessary depending on the child. Some children need a bit more help with the toilet learning than others, but you don't have to do this full-on training that many parents dread. I dreaded it with my first child, potty training. It was scary. You don't have to do any of that scary stuff. It's amazing. So I have here my little assistant. This is, I've just forgotten her name. My daughter's going to tell me off later. I'll remember your name in a minute. It's Sophie, it's baby Sophie. Sorry, Sophie. I've got my little assistant, baby Sophie, here. And I'm going to show you what you can do with your baby. So this is what you can do with a baby that's less than 3 months old, that's not holding their head or not sitting up by themselves yet. And this is probably the best moment to start with EC, with your baby, from birth to 3 months old. And you can use the baby hold. Hello, somebody's there. Hi, Sarah, hi. Okay, so the hold is sort of like this. You hold the baby against your chest, so they're nice and secure. Bare bum, of course, and you hold their legs. And this action of putting their knees up towards their chest, it stimulates the baby to pee or poo. So make sure you have a container underneath. Now that can be a potty, or it could be an old ice cream tub. That's what I used with my first baby, with my second baby. When we did EC, it was with my second baby. She was 3 weeks old, and she was about this size actually, and I held her over an empty ice cream tub like this when I was changing her nappy. It was a nappy change, and she peed in that tub. Oh my goodness, I was so shocked because I had been told that this was a thing and that's what would happen, but I didn't really believe it until I experienced it. And so it's just such a lovely thing to do. And so in our experience with our daughter, my husband was able to potty her, I was able to potty her. She probably, from the age of 3 weeks until she was out of nappies, diapers, I think she was out of them completely at 18 months old. I think we had to change like 2 or 3 pooey nappies, and that is it. All the rest we were able to catch in some kind of container. It could be the ice cream tub, but when she got a bit bigger, we used the IKEA potty insert. That was really practical, and just the insert. So I would have that on my lap and she would sit in it. You know, the green, there's a big white potty with a green insert. I'll have to stick a picture of somewhere. And then when she was bigger and she could move herself, she was crawling and walking, then we put the insert in the potty, and so she knew where to go. It was amazing, and she basically never needed to be potty trained. So I can really speak for this method. I have to acknowledge the wonderful Kate, who brought me all the gear I needed when I was pregnant with baby number 2, and she brought me this book, and this is the book that really got us through it. This one here, it's called Nappy Free Baby by Amber Hatch. This is the book that I would recommend. It's available in the UK. She's a British author, or it was published in the UK. I'm assuming she's British because that's where it was published. And actually, I've been in touch with Amber Hatch on Facebook, and we've been sending messages to each other, and I'm going to try and organize some kind of interview or question time or something with her, because I think that would be just fabulous. And so there you go. That is my little introduction to elimination communication, or I prefer just to call it pottying or toileting your baby, because that's what you're doing. It's not about training them. It's not about making things difficult for them. It's about learning your baby's cues. It's about communicating better with your baby, and it's about learning their transition times. So when are the good moments that you could put your baby over a potty or something to catch their pee or poo? And so that's also, there are 2 ways of doing this. So one is like focusing on their facial expressions and their communication. What are they telling you? And I have a resource in the newborn pack in which I talk about those things, so I can link to that somewhere later. And the other way to do it is to look at transition times. So transition times are the moments where you're most likely to catch some pee or poop. And those are when your baby wakes up, Because did you know your baby doesn't pee in their sleep? I didn't know this. They don't pee while they're sleeping. They come out of sleep, pee, and then go back into sleep, right? So a great moment, if you're going to try this for the first time, probably the best time to do it is if you're there when your baby's just waking up, then take the nappy off, put them over a potty immediately. That is a great time to catch a pee, and you'll just be like, oh, it works. Shocking. Another great transition time to try is immediately after they've had a feed. So it doesn't matter if you're nursing, if they have a bottle, if they're snacking and eating solids already, it doesn't matter. As soon as they finish eating, put them on a potty. You're quite likely to get a poo that way. Waking up after a feed. Also, just before you go out and when you come home, those are good moments as well to say, hey, look, we're going out, let's put you on the potty. That's a really good habit to get into for when they're bigger, right? Because then, you know, when you're going out somewhere 5 minutes after you've left the house, they'll be like, I need to pee. When you've got a 4-year-old, that's how it goes. But if you've already got the habit from babyhood that before you go out, you go and use the toilet, that's really helpful. And when you come home, same thing. Get your shoes off, pop them on a potty and see what happens. And with the baby sign language aspect of things, you can use some signs. So with my daughter, we used this for pee. We just touched her nose. That was easy for her to do. And she was doing that at around 8 months to a year, I think. With my son, we used a two-handed sign because I was still developing the sign language method. So for him, we used a two-handed sign that was toilet. I think we did it like this. Goodness, that's 7 years ago now. Yeah, toilet. And he used to also sign from 8 months that he would like to use the toilet. And it was just fantastic for both children. It worked better for my daughter, I have to say. So it could be a boy-girl thing, not really sure. Also, there's the personality of each child. So of course, it's not completely trouble-free, but there are resources to help you, like the book Nappy Free Baby, like the Infant Communication Baby Sign Language course. We talk a lot about the signs that you can use, the cues you can look for, and we have our community to support you too. So when you're having trouble with this, or if you try it and you want to share your success, you can share that with our community. Okay, so that is what I wanted to talk about today. I really hope that that was useful information. I'm really happy that, hey Sarah, you were with us. And I hope to hear how it goes. Are you going to try? Please try. Let me know how it goes. Okay, see you later.